My name is Lindsay Hudock, and I am a senior instructor in the Nicholson School of Communication at the University of Central Florida, and I also serve as the Advertising and Public Relations Program Coordinator. I first learned about Curley and Pynn as a student myself in the Ad PR degree program at UCF. And I remember my first interaction, I believe, was at Intern Pursuit. And as a student attending and talking to potential employers. And I remember thinking, it was my first intern pursuit. And I remember walking away from that interaction thinking, oh, I got to get some experience first because these people really know what they're doing. And understanding why even then, Curley and Pynn was just a name that students had a tremendous respect for and worked a lot to kind of work their way up to being able to intern with. It was pretty cool. Curley and Pynn has been a phenomenal partner to me in a lot of different fronts in my professional pursuits. Certainly through my role at UCF, where the team at Curley and Pynn has been just unbelievable support for coming and speaking to students, for mentoring students, for taking on interns and giving them incredible training processes. And working with the team there in that regard has been phenomenal. I know when I direct a student to Curley and Pynn, or when I hear a student's been chosen to intern with Curley and Pynn, I know that they're going to get impeccable training with a team of professionals that, that they can really not just enjoy working with, but people who really care about their development and helping them grow. And then I've also had the privilege of working with the Curley and Pynn team through my involvement in the Florida Public Relations Association. So through many years of serving on the FPRA Orlando board and on the state board, I've had the privilege of being in leadership with a number of different team members of Curley and Pynn. And that's always been an incredibly rewarding experience because the team there, they're smart, they're strategic, they're hard workers. And when I get to serve in a leadership role on a team and one of those team members comes from Curley and Pynn, I know that there's going to be strong support there. And I've always really appreciated that. I think that the experience I've had with Curley and Pynn that maybe means the most to me is just the way that they have always reached out and embraced our UCF students, and they're always present at Intern Pursuit. And I have to chuckle because there's always a line at their table. Every time I glance that direction in the room, there's a line of students at that table. But it's so much more than that. The way that they provide mentoring opportunities, the way that they partner with the school to, plan strategically for how can this program continue to foster the best new professionals. How can we expand inclusivity? How can we continue to grow and evolve as our industry grows and evolves? That's a whole other level of commitment to the profession. And that's always been very noteworthy to me and something I've always appreciated. If I had to describe Curley and Pynn in, one word, it would be strategic. The work that comes out of Curley and Pynn, professionals that come out of Curley and Pynn, are smart, strategic counselors. So that's definitely the first thing that comes to mind. But the second is that they're servant leaders, and that's something I think is very impressive too. I think one of the ways that I see the industry continuing to evolve and change in the future is that I think the role of public relations practitioners as genuine counselors is going to grow. There's just so much potential for societal conflict and animosity and places that our organizations can misstep that have nothing to do with the products or services we provide. And the role of PR practitioners in guiding organizations on how to navigate that landscape, I think is going to become more and more important. So organizations, agencies are going to have to really work on cultivating counselors and not just tacticians. And so I think that's going to be an important change. The other thing I think that's going to change is that the generation coming into the workforce is very different. That's not a bad thing. They have different priorities, they have different wants and needs, and we're going to have to evolve to meet them where they are, and to let our workplaces change to mean that we get the best work out of those individuals. And those are going to be challenges, but they're also opportunities.